These are all ways that you are taking care of yourself, that you are healing yourself, that you are bettering the relationship that you have with yourself. This is why people from the past think that you're changed and they can't quite relate to you, because they were so used to the version of you that used to exist, that used to take on all of that blame, the shame, accountability for their success, their emotions. Now that you are changing that, yes, the relationships that you had with certain people from your past or maybe even from your present, it's changing. They don't know how to relate to you because they don't know how to relate to a healed version of you. But you know who is magnetized towards this healed version of you? Literally everyone else. Hey cuties, my name is Dans. This is my channel, That Good Tarot, where we do timeless readings for anyone with any placements. If you've made your way to this reading, I do believe there is a message in here for you. However, if you don't resonate with this reading, that's cool, that's chill. Go check out my channel. There are so many other readings there, and I'm sure you'll find something that fits you. And before we get into this, oh shoot, this was the big download. There is a huge download that came through. But before I get into it, I did not realize that I can totally go live. All this time, I've been talking to my subscribers about how much I'd love to go live, really get into a dialogue with everyone, maybe do some readings live, but I really love to do some really intentional journaling together, some prompted journaling together so we can all be introspective together because I love journaling. And in a lot of the readings, it's okay, you really need to kind of go in on this idea and that idea. And it'd be really cool if we could do that together. Turns out I can just do that. I thought I needed to get to 1,000 subscribers, or at least that was the deal with my last tarot channel when I had that. I didn't have 1,000 subscribers and I tried to go live and it didn't work until I got to 1,000 subscribers. Maybe the system's changed since my last channel, but now I can. So if you do want to do that, because I can't, I don't have a community page or anything until I have 1,000 subscribers, so I can't really let you know what time or what day I'm going to be doing the lives. So if you want to stay up to date with that, please follow me on Instagram. My handle is in the description. But if that's something that you're into, what I'm going to need from you is to let me know in the comments below where you are and what time would work best for you, so I can figure out what time would be best. I love journaling in the morning. And maybe it'd be cool if we did a morning journal together, but I know that Australian time's different from the US time, and I know that in the US there's a bunch of different time zones, same with Australia. But let me know if you're keen and what kind of time you would prefer and what time zone you're in, and I can see if we can make that happen. Let's get into this download. The first thing was never ever settle, not with relationships, not with workplaces, and most of all, not with how you think of yourself. You are significantly more capable than you give yourself credit for. We have the Fool and we have the Chariot. This is the time for you to leap into the unknown. This is the time for you to accept that you are deserving of so much more than you have been letting yourself take. Sometimes you take what you think you deserve and be okay, and that's all, and you walk away. Stay there with your hand open. Okay, and what else? Okay, and what else? What else? And what? And what else? What else do you have for me? I know I deserve more than this. This is the time to make the steps to realize your potential. What are you doing right now to stretch yourself? What could you be doing that would be creating a good habit to give yourself more gifts and skills? See, this would be a great time to be journaling together. This would be a great time for all of us to be brainstorming together. Brainstorm in the comments down below. But immediately when I get that message of what are you doing right now to stretch yourself, I really literally see some of you doing stretching, getting more physical, doing some yoga or something like that, getting really into your body, feeling more into your body than you have maybe felt in a really long time. But creating good habits. Are we getting enough sleep? Collective, are we getting enough of that good sleep that you deserve so that you can wake up and have a good day full of good things? It's time to clean, clear, and reprioritize. You are going through a deep cleansing where the things that should be present are present and the things that do not align need to leave. We have cards coming out here. We have classic, absolutely classic Six of Swords, King of Wands, and the Emperor. It's now or never. And it's either you take authority over your life or someone's going to take authority over it for you. This has to be you. And you know that now. It's like, if I don't do it, who is going to do it? If I'm not in control of my life, who is going to be in control of your life? Because someone's going to be in control of your life. It better be you, babes. It better be you. If you are feeling yourself being pushed out of a situation, let yourself be pushed out. You don't belong anywhere that you are being pushed out of, that you are unwelcome, anywhere that you are not invited. If they don't want you there, don't be there. Don't be around people that don't want you there. And I know that there's a lot of pride in staying in places even when people are trying to push you out. You really want to be in places where people just don't want you around? Okay, I actually think this is coming up, yeah. Anyone that doesn't see you for the light that you are actually doesn't deserve to have you there. So why impose yourself on places and on people that are trying so hard to push you out because they undervalue you and they don't see your value? 555, that might be important. That angel number might be important to someone here. But why would you give them your light? Why would you give them the absolute blessing of your light when they're just trying to push you out? Let them push you out. Take the exit. Take the off-ramp. Out of here. On to bigger and better things, babe. High Priestess. King of Cups. Judgment. Wherever you go, you are going to be safe. You're going to be good. You're going to be taken care of. Your intuition will always be guiding you into something bigger, something better, something healthier, something more stable. Now, something healthier and something more stable might feel unfamiliar if you are used to unhealthy, if you're used to toxic, if you are accustomed to unstable. Now is the time to make the hard choices. Now is the time to take the road less traveled. Now is the time to take the path you've never walked before. Now is the time to stop walking in circles, expecting to end somewhere else. That's over. That time's done. That time is done. Take your light to those who see its value and don't waste your beautiful energy trying to convince others who are determined to ignore your light and your value. I feel like you've been pushed down for so long. You've been underappreciated to the point where I feel like, honestly, you've been undervaluing yourself. It's been coming through in a lot of the readings. It's just that you are actually capable of so much more than you think that you are. And it's not surprising that you don't see what you're capable of if you have been surrounded by people that are determined to undervalue you. Are determined to see you as less than. Are determined to disempower you. We have the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, we have the Page of Cups, we have the Four of Cups, and we have the Three of Cups. It's time for you to get around people that see your value and celebrate you as you are. You are worth celebrating as you are. Without changing a single thing about you, you deserve praise. You deserve awards. You deserve promotions. You deserve people getting around in circles and being like, aren't they great? Their energy is so healing. Their energy is just so fun. Oh my gosh, they had this really cool idea. Because that's you. You're fun, you're healing, you have great ideas. And you should be around people that speak on you like that see you like that appreciate you like that. The things that you took before, it's not good enough anymore. These little crumbs that people were giving you before, it's actually not good enough anymore. 2024, we're not taking crumbs. 2024, we're eating good in 2024, okay? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, second breakfast, 11sies, hot chocolate before bed. That's what we're getting in 2024, okay? No crumbs. No breadcrumbs over here. 12-course meal for you, okay? You are honing in on yourself, honing in on your expertise, your speciality, your project. I really see that you are bringing like this fire into the projects that you're working on, the I see like, yeah, I see multiple projects. I see like all these different avenues, but I see that they're so you-centered, which is so amazing. I love to see that because in so many of these readings, it's always just been like, work on the thing that is so beautiful. Work on this beautiful thing that you're making, this beautiful art that you're creating, this project, this business, this thing that you were trying to bring into the world, that you were trying to birth into the world. Focus on it. And you are Page of Wands to Knight of Wands. You're carrying it forward with so much energy, so much movement. So much movement. Like, I really feel like you're going to go from like baby steps to sprinting so quickly. Like, just as you're starting to learn how to walk, you will be running a marathon. Your intuition is tuning and becomes clearer and clearer the more aligned your life becomes to your purpose. You've gone through the hard process of letting go of people and places that don't align with you, and that is giving the space for your intuition to speak to you. I feel that for a lot of you, you have had to go through really hard disconnections. I don't know, that's come through a lot of the readings. And when you do that, you honor your intuition. You honor your inner feeling, you honor your inner self. You learn to trust yourself on such a deep level. And when that starts to happen, when you start to awaken that, your intuition, your inner self, when it feels safe to be heard, it will speak to you more. That is why you are getting more synchronicities. You are getting more of these in-tuned feelings. Maybe you're having more premonitions, maybe you're having more kind of weird dreams, maybe more thoughts that you're having are just kind of like coming true and you're like, did I make that up, or did I see that coming, or was that something else? These things are happening because you are learning how to tune into yourself, because your intuition can trust now in you, that you will hear it, that you will listen to it, that you will adhere to it as well. We have the Queen of Swords, we have the Two of Cups, we have the Three of Cups again. Again, there is this connection here. I know we have the Three of Cups twice in this deck. There are a few doubles in this deck. We have more connection between you and your inner self. I see emotional nourishment between you and your inner self. And because you have so heavily invested in the relationship that you have with yourself, you are healing yourself, you are listening to yourself, you are unifying yourself, and people can really feel that energy, and that is really setting the precedent for every relationship that you are having. So you'll actually find that the people that knew you, or like knew the old you before you were really kind of listening to yourself, they don't understand you because you are so different, because you are healed, because you are listening to yourself, because you are giving in to your divine intuition and you are healing. Like, you're not reacting in the way that you used to, you are forgiving yourself, you're not being hard on yourself, you're not taking on guilt or accountability for things that are none of your effing business like you used to. Like other people's emotions and other people's reactions and other people's happiness. That's not your business. That's not something that you need to take accountability for. You know that now, you're setting boundaries. These are all ways that you are taking care of yourself, that you are healing yourself, that you are bettering the relationship that you have with yourself. This is why people from the past think that you're changed and they can't quite relate to you, because they were so used to the version of you that used to exist, that used to take on all of that blame, the shame, accountability for their success, their emotions. Now that you are changing that, yes, the relationships that you had with certain people from your past, or maybe even from your present, it's changing. They don't know how to relate to you because they don't know how to relate to a healed version of you. But you know who is magnetized towards this healed version of you? Literally everyone else. Literally everyone else is obsessed with this version of you. Everyone you meet now. That's why I know it might be hard for you to fully Identify with the fact that people relate to you well. People love your energy, maybe because you've been surrounded for so long with people that don't quite vibe with your energy now as it's starting to shift, because they've seen you in your darkness, they've seen you in your struggle, and they've seen you turn into this healing, boundary setting person. And all along the way, they don't know how to relate to that. They don't know how to relate to this new version of you. But new people adore you, adore this energy, are so welcoming to it, want to see more of this energy in their world. I feel like you're struggling to believe that because you've never had that feeling before. You've never had people authentically appreciate your light, appreciate the healing that you have to bring. I feel like that's just new to you, so you don't quite trust it. So some of you might still be dealing with a little bit of social anxiety when it comes to dealing with new people, because you're kind of expecting old dynamics that you've had with past workplaces or friendship groups or relationships. You're expecting that, and you are probably projecting some kind of expectation on them that they think that you're weird or shy or trying too hard or people pleasing, when these new people, they're meeting the healed version of you and they're just obsessed. They feel good when they leave you. They think that you're smart. They think that you're funny. They think that you're talented, creative, intuitive. Okay. All right. A lot just came out there. That was a big download. Okay. You aligning your life is opening up your gifts. So I said it before, but you might be experiencing some premonitions. You might be the kind of person that's never had those kinds of things before, and you're like, that's not a real thing. Is that real? Am I making that up? No, those are your gifts awakening. Just keep note of it. What I found that when my gifts first started awakening, except for one particular significant time, they were kind of like inconsequential. At least they felt like that to me at the time. It's like, it would be cool if this premonition happened for something that wasn't just like, oh, I have this new student that I've never had before, but I feel like I've met them before, or like we were learning this song in a dream that I had one time, but that was before I was even doing this, things like that. So this kind of seem inconsequential, but these things are your gifts awakening, and kind of like very, they're easing you in. They're just kind of bringing you into the shallow end. They don't want to drop you in the deep end, okay, and freak you out with it. Freak you out to the point where maybe you won't believe it. Like, just enough to be like, oh, this is interesting. It's awakening. It's saying, hey, it's saying hello to you. So just be open to it. We have the moon. We have the Queen of Wands. Being open to your intuitive gifts is actually going to be so helpful for the creatives here, because so much of being creative is emotional work. It's deep work. And the thing that really resonates with people about art is the emotion of it. People don't always remember what they heard or what was said, but people always remember how they felt. And this is why people gravitate towards certain songs, certain artists, certain books. People remember how they felt. And all of that comes from authentic feeling. And there is you can learn and practice and discipline your way into well crafting something. But if it doesn't have that feeling there, it's not going to hit in the way that it could. And being more in tune with yourself is only going to help your art grow even more. It's going to be, I hate to even say this, but it's going to be the thing that really gives you the upper hand, especially if you're in a competitive industry. So I'm not saying that as a motivation for you to do that so that you can get an upper hand. I'm just saying that there are benefits. There are benefits to being, tapped into the woo-woo, but let's be real. You're watching a tarot video, so I kind of feel like you're already there with it. Okay, you may feel yourself feeling extremely intense emotion. So you might be having flashbacks and doubt and triggers. I really feel like maybe this isn't for everyone, that the earlier part of the video resonated with, because I do feel like we're shifting into another energy. Like this collective is getting bigger, so I'm getting these different energies come through. But yes, there are people here in the collective that are feeling really intense emotions, flashbacks, doubt, and triggers. This is a normal part of your awakening process. In order to awaken, you must process the emotions and memories that you have suppressed. We have the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Justice, and we have the Wheel of Fortune here. You may have memories come back to you, and in turn have a wave of emotions that comes with it. Let it exist. Watch it, and you will see, after it is fully felt, after you give that emotion validity and permission to exist, you will let it go effortlessly. There is a union going on within you right now. There are so many different parts of yourself that are coming together, because we've been getting so much on that creative side. I really do feel like there are a lot of you who are taking the new year, taking 2024 to redefine your goals and remember your ambitions and the versions and parts of yourself that you want to bring to light, that you want to realize, that you want to manifest. And with that is coming a lot of dredging out the bad so that you can cleanse out all of these things that you are not taking with you. There's a weighing up the good and the bad. There's weighing up the risks and the rewards. There is weighing up the different pathways, the different options. What is going to bring the most abundance for you? And what is a pathway that is going to lead towards you, your resources, your finances, your fulfillment being drained? A reminder that all of this is part of the awakening process. You do need to be the judge in your life. You need to be making the hard decisions about what gets to leave and what gets to stay. Should I stay or should I go? You will be leaving some things behind, prioritizing other things over it to create new pathways for you. As you do this, as you go through this, and maybe some of you have even done this. Maybe some of you have gone and left people behind, places behind, and you are having flashbacks and things like that, like I mentioned. Like I said, I think I said it in my earlier video because I felt that energy really, really coming up, and I felt like some of the collective needed a specific video on that. But this is part of the awakening process. This is part of your cleansing process. These memories that are coming up, no one's trying to attack you. No one's coming for you. That might be the case in some situations, but in this situation, if you resonate with this energy, you resonate with this video, I'm here to validate and comfort you that that is not what is happening right now. You are awakening, and for that to happen, this energy that has been suppressed, this energy that has been stifled, these emotions that you were not allowed to feel at the time need to come up, and they need to be felt. They can't be acknowledged. They can't be logicked out. You can't just watch it and be like, oh, and I see now that that's no. The anger, the hurt, the upset needs to come out. You need to make space for your intuition to be clear. And this is like muck. It's like mud sitting over your intuition, sitting over your gifts. It needs to come up. It wants to come up. That's why you're flashing back on different things. You might even be remembering things that you are inconsequential little memories in the scheme of everything, but still kind of bring up a really harsh emotion because at the time you needed to press down some kind of feeling, some kind of injustice, some kind of unfairness that went on. I really recommend you find a space all your own. Got to be somewhere comfy. Got to be somewhere really, really comfy. That we can't underestimate the power of sensory spaces that make you feel comfortable. How important it is to have spaces that are comfortable for you to regulate. As someone who spent a lot of time recently in a space that didn't have comfy couches. I was raised on comfy couches. I didn't realize how much I needed comfy couches to regulate because I've always had them around me. and I was in a space without any comfy couches, comfy beds, nothing, like 2 weeks. I was losing my mind. So get yourself into a comfy space. Give yourself some alone time. All right? Give yourself some movies that you love to watch, indulgent movies, reality TV show. Let yourself journal it. Let yourself remember. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself scream. Let yourself cry. Let yourself dance. Let yourself bite the pillows if that's what you need to do. Give yourself time and space to be in your emotions. Scream, punch pillows, cry. Let yourself react to the trigger and stop pushing it down. Awakening means to see everything. So you need to see everything, especially the things that you did not allow yourself to see and feel. Your body and your mind wants to release the energy, and once it's gone, it will be gone. We have the Lovers, we have the Queen of Cups, we have the Temperance, and we have the Two of Swords here. If you don't let this cleansing happen, you will be further blocking your intuition. You need to let this cleansing happen. You need to give yourself your space. It needs to be a priority that you do this. Absolutely needs to be a priority that you do this. Once you recreate and maintain a relationship with the version of yourself that is feeling all this pain, because there is a version of you that is still feeling the pain that you repressed. We repress it and that emotion stays in there. That emotion is being felt by a version of you that has been silenced. You need to go and heal that part of yourself so that there isn't constantly a part of yourself that is fighting a battle silently. Go to them. Let them scream. Let them shout. Let them say all the things that they would want to say to that person, to that place, to those people. Let them be heard. Let them fully articulate how they're feeling. You could easily logic it out. You could easily shut that conversation down, and you know what you're doing to your inner self when you're doing that. You are shutting them up. You are invalidating that emotion for them. You know when you're trying to, maybe you're in an argument or you feel upset by something and you go to someone and you're like, this thing really upset me. And you have so many feelings and emotions that you want to say, and that person is like, well, that's not an issue anymore. Oh, that's not an issue anymore, so you don't need to worry about it. That we've already fixed it. And they say it in a way to you that kind of shuts it all up. And yes, they're right. And yes, everything might be okay, but there's still part of you that's like, no, but I want to tell you about how this impacted me. I want to tell you about how this hurt me. I want to tell you how this disrespected me. And if they don't give you the space, you just sit there in this anger and you hold on to it. That is what happens when you logic out your emotions. When you don't give yourself the space to say why it was unfair. Now, this process that you are talking to yourself, this process where you're having the memories coming up, it can happen so many times because you have so much suppressed energy that you've been carrying. So as much as like when it's gone, if it keeps coming back up and you're like, Dans, I thought you said that when it was gone, it would be gone. Yeah, I said that and I mean that. Once it's gone, it's gone. And if it's coming back up again, it's not gone. You're not done. There's still more to go. There's still more emotion to feel there. Keep going. And don't be hard on yourself if, it happens again. But what you will find is that it won't be the same memories. It will be different ones. Because there are lots of tiny different instances that may be very similar to each other, but every single one of them holds a piece of your emotions, holds a piece of yourself that has been silenced, has been suppressed. We have the Hierophant, we have the King of Pentacles, we have the Three of Wands, and we have the Eight of Wands. Once you go through this process, you're actually going to feel such a change in your body. You're actually going to feel like, once you bring back and call back all these parts of yourself and call back the power, like we talk about calling back power and we think that our power lives with all these different people, and that might be the case, but more specifically, like sometimes our power is lying dormant, having a silent battle with an emotion that we have repressed. That's where our power lies. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're running on 20%. Because over how many years we kept putting 1% of our power away, suppressing an emotion. So we have this 1% of ourselves screaming silently, battling out this emotion that we've suppressed, and we've done that 80 times. This is calling back your power. This is you going back and being like, all right, have it. Let's hear it. I'm gonna let this out. A tantrum can only last so long. It's not going to go on forever. That part of you is going to exhaust themselves by expressing that emotion, and then they're going to be free. You are literally freeing up your power by going through this process. Once you do that, you are actually going to feel, this is when people feel gravitas. This is when people feel confidence, because you're not like divided energetically anymore. You're actually going to feel more whole, more centered, and the things that you want to focus on, all of this energy that you're wanting to put into your 2024 projects, this is how it's going to explode. Because you're going to walk into these things with full energy, 110% energy. Like you've never been able to commit energetically to your ambitions and your goals like you have now, because you've gone through this process. Because you have unified all of these different parts of yourself. Because you have set yourself free. Okay, now there was a call here to get some messages from your highest self. What I am going to do is I'm actually going to get that from the next tarot deck. I'm really enjoying this new tarot deck. I know it's like, I really like that it was gifted. I kind of like that there are doubles in the deck because it's just like, oh, that's fun that there are two of these cards. They feel really nice. They're very like slippy. But like, they're just definitely like, I think that they're pretty, but they're definitely not something that I would have picked. So it's nice to have had a deck that I find pretty and that I find enjoyable and find really smooth, but something that probably I wouldn't have never have gotten for myself. All right, let's get it. Messages from your higher self. Universe, please, insight and information. What does this collective's higher self need to say collectively to this group? Just one moment. It's almost bedtime, so I'm having my little hot chocolate before bed. All right. Messages from higher selves. Okay. Thank you. We have the 5 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, Ace of Swords, 9 of Cups. Okay, so starting with the first 3 cards. Don't dwell on the past. Let that go. Let yourself be free of all of the things that were binding you to that, and don't let yourself be identified by the pain that you've been through. Don't see yourself as a victim as you move forward. Do what you need to do to move through this. But what you've been through actually does not define you. What defines you is everything that you've had since before all of this happened. Everything that you have always been, your creativity, your heart, your light, your passions. That is what makes you, and that is going to be the thing that defines you. The sooner you can move through these unresolved trauma, I'm going to call it that because I feel like for a lot of you it is trauma. It's going to feel like such a blip in your past, Move through it as you can, as quickly as you can, as efficiently and as wholly as you can. Like, be patient with yourself, but move through it. Make that a priority, because it's time for you to not have this as your identifier. It's time for this to be a page 5-6 chapters ago. Because the version of you that is coming is redefining who you are, redefining what it is you're about, redefining what you are known for. And what you are known for is your beauty, your goodness, your healing, your art, your passion, your entrepreneurship, your charity work, your work ethic, your ingenuity. Like, there is so much that you are known for. So redefining yourself. Move through this, because it's time to redefine yourself. And there will be no redefining yourself until you fully processed everything that's happened to you. Process it, move through it, because it's time to move on. And you won't even believe how you are seen and how you will see yourself, and how that version of you has nothing to do with these past places, nothing to do with these past people. They don't affect you. You barely remember it because you have let go of all of that. Sorry, I'm fixating on my hair right now. Okay, cool. We have the 4 of Cups. It's time for you to stop. It's time for you to stop taking less than you deserve. Stop it. Stop taking less than you deserve. You're going to communicate your needs. You're going to communicate your needs, and anyone that isn't like, yeah, okay, we can do that for you. No, not for you. There is no reason why you can't get what you want. Absolutely none. And there will always be someone who is willing to help you. There will always be someone who is not only willing to help you, but like so glad to be behind you. So glad to be on your team. So if someone's not showing up, like they are so grateful for the opportunity to be around you, to be working with you, they're not for you. They are actually not. Your light and your vision, other people see it. And you don't need to surround yourself with people that are helping you but don't actually see the vision, because they're undermining you. That energy is undermining you. We're not taking that with us in 2024. You got big things coming up in 2024, 2025. This is the time to set it up. Energetically set it up. All right, 3 more cards. Queen of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, Queen of Cups. Every loss is awakening a new pathway for you. Every time someone says no to you, every time you don't get exactly the result that you want, you are learning where you don't belong. You are learning the people that don't belong in your circle. You are learning the people that are for you and the people that are not for you. It's such a cliche, but like, rejection is God's protection. That's going to be a really, really big thing for you to carry forward. I know it's a cliche, but the cliches are cliches for a reason. And the older you get and the wiser you get, the more unified you get, the more you realize like, oh, no, for real, okay? You know what, as an anecdote, I felt like I was being really pushed out by a person that I worked with and a higher up. I felt like I'd fallen out of their good books, out of my boss's good books. Yeah. Turns out that they were like a predator. Yeah. Sometimes you don't want to be in people's good books, okay? Even if you think you do, all right? Thank God I wasn't on that person's team. Thank God I wasn't in their good books. Thank God I was on the right side of history when I was like, this ish is effed up. And I wasn't so far up their butt because they'd given me favor. No. Didn't get that from them. I wasn't in a position where I was like, oh, but they're so great. No. That's what I'm saying. God's protection. Sometimes you don't know why you aren't supposed to be around someone. Then you find out why you're not supposed to be around someone. Because it's literally safer for you not to be around them. Okay? That's a pretty extreme example. But like, all right? something to take with you. God's protection. Sometimes we don't understand it, but it's real and it's there. Let's get into the oracle cards. Long reading. Long reading. I didn't think it'd be going this long. It's time for me to go to bed. I'm trying to do like the 8 hours sleep. And I'm sticking to it lately. I'm actually getting tired come nighttime, come 11 o'clock. All right, we have 24. Ooh. Trust in the places you feel guided towards. Space, time, and self. Infinity. Reincarnation 5D. Trusting that intuition. Oh my gosh. I'm just reading more of the cards here. There is a place within me, still, calm, steady, eternal center, guru, protection, peace. All of this is talking about listening to your inner guidance, listening to your inner self, getting to know yourself, getting to know and heal yourself in a way that you are clearing all the pathways for your inner guidance to be heard. And I literally said God's protection, and we're talking about protection in this one. Oh. These cards be too real sometimes. Okay. Let's get into the last deck. Oracle cards. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Don't forget to let me know if you are down for some like guided, prompted journaling sessions. I would love to do that because I'm doing morning journaling sessions, and we could make that a regular thing. Just do like a cute 15-20 minutes together just to get our feelings out on a piece of paper. Like, since I've been journaling in the morning, I honestly feel so good. The little awakenings that I have within myself, just letting my inner self know that every morning I'm making space, even if it's 15 minutes, just to hear her. Sometimes it's not a lot. Sometimes it's a really big thing. And also I think that journaling is such a powerful thing just for you to look back on one day, you know, to look back on this past version of yourself. I know that it means so much to me when I look back on my 2010 diaries, my 2015 diaries. Like, sometimes you forget where you're at mentally, and it's like, oh my gosh, I've come so far. Like, isn't that incredible? So just doing that little bit just for my future self as well, to have records one day, because one day, like, my memory is pretty bad as it is, but one day it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. And I want to remember this time when I'm cute and beautiful and thriving. You know, like, I deserve to be remembered. You deserve to be remembered. Journal. And journal with me. Just tell me where you are, like, time zone wise, and what time you feel like you'd most want to do that. Also follow me on Instagram if you want to stay up to date with when I decide to do that. It's going to be whatever. We're going to do it. We're going to figure it out. You and me. All right? Universe, please, last words of insight and information for this beautiful Good collective that constantly inspires me. We have share your voice. Come out of the cave, persecution, expression. Share your voice. Put yourself out there. Be seen and be heard by these beautiful people that see your light, feel your light, appreciate you, want to lift you up, want to be behind you, want to be on your team, and want to see you fully manifest your highest potential. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I'll see you in the next reading.